Hello everyone. The scaleless corn snakes are out of their short brumation. That was about a month or so. Now I'm just giving them a warm bath so they start to get their body temperature back, and then I will place them in their new terrariums. Obviously this one did not like the unexpected wetness. This is the male, that is a green snow morph. And I just wanted to, hydrate them, as these are so easily dehydrated. Just want them to get a nice bath before they start their new lives here. And this snake was sold to me as a breeder, but I don't know about corn snakes, guys. I'm quite a novice, but this seems to be a very young snake to me, and he is quite thin, so I really don't know about breeding. I will feed him until he sheds, and I'll try. But the corn snake experts can shed some light to this maybe. He's a very beautiful snake. He's just tiny. As you guys can see, his scales are missing almost entirely. He has the ventral scales and some out scales on other parts of his body, but mainly he is scaleless. Yeah, he doesn't seem to particularly enjoy being kept in warm water. I thought he would at least like it because of the warmth, but he's a bit stressed, so this is not going to be too long of an exercise, I guess. As he seems to spend more energy than necessary in this case. But this is how he looks like, guys. I know this is a controversial mutation, really, but it's an interesting one nevertheless. Alright, we'll look at the female next. Alright guys, here we have the beautiful female, which is a normal colored corn snake and a proven breeder and quite large compared to the male. Just gonna introduce her and see how she reacts to the lukewarm water. She doesn't seem to enjoy it much either. If these snakes were never soaked in their lives, they may not like the experience. I don't know, I got them recently, but that seems to be the case. Yep. The female doesn't enjoy the hydration exercise much either. Well, I have to tell, these are really interesting looking creatures. I thought maybe I would get them to drink some water, etc., but nope, that doesn't seem like the case. They're just... Let me put her back in and see if she's gonna like it, but not really, no. But nevertheless, at least I introduced some water to their system and they may benefit from it. I'm just gonna put her into her cage as well so she rests. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Bye. Alright guys, we have a weird example from the snake room. Here's the scaleless corn snake after brumation, trying to eat her first meal. Apparently she is a backbiter. You know, to each is their own. In the snake room we don't discriminate against ass biters. It's a free choice. But it makes things slightly difficult for the snake, I have to tell. Okay, for those who don't know the snake, this is a scaleless corn snake. Scaleless mutation is a mutation like, you know, other mutations, like an albino or a pied. Even though those are color mutations, this mutation causes the outer layer of the snake's basically scales to completely disappear. The scales at the bottom, the lateral scales, are still there with this mutation, but there are some other scaleless mutations where even those disappear. Again, I think this is gonna be quite difficult for the poor snake because she started from the back side of the mouse and there's one feet out there that's sticking. But let's see if she'll be able to manage. Hopefully we won't need to intervene. As you guys can see, there are some scales on top of her nose and on her head, so you know, some of the scales are still retained, but most are gone. You know, it's really gonna be tough for that snake. So I may do something slightly uncomfortable if I can find the tool that I need and cut that leg off so she doesn't spend her precious energy Well, it looks like she's not gonna let me do that. And I don't want to play with scissors with a snake who's jumpy. Maybe she'll let me at least. Nope. Completely food aggressive and will not let me do anything to that leg, so she's gonna handle it herself. Well, I have to tell you, there are conflicting views against scaleless snakes. Some people claim that scales are an important part of a snake's anatomy, and the animal that we are looking at, they consider it deformed, therefore it shouldn't be propagated. And this is a, I would say, decent argument. There are studies out there that show that scaleless snakes do not have water retention problems, they do not have heat retention problems, and they survive into adulthood, even in some cases in wild. But also the other side of the argument should be listened, that scales are a good armor for the snake, and a scaleless snake can be injured easier than a snake with a full set of scales. But in my opinion, as long as they can live in captivity without an issue and they don't suffer anything that's gonna cause any bodily harm to them, I'm fine with the mutation. I'm actually more concerned about the spider mutation in ball pythons, for example, which is linked to some neurological problems. And there are a couple mutations in leopard geckos that have the same effect as well. I think they are called Enigma. I'm not a leopard gecko guy, so I'm not 100% sure. You know, I'm actually more concerned about those than an animal missing its scales but living perfectly happy and healthy. So this spider snake managed to eat her mouse. I'm just taking some still pictures as well. Alright, she got one down, that's cool. I may think of giving her another one soon, as her mate doesn't seem to be interested in food right now. But I guess this is good enough for filming. Thank you for watching, guys. It's an interesting specimen, and let's see what we can do with her. Thanks, bye.